A new way to get around literally this intersection. Then cutting the habit, police and fire joined forces with the Home Depot and DeWalt tools to knock out distracted driving. Then a different way to read from your local library. This is Bloomington Today. Welcome to Bloomington Today. I'm Reed Erickson. Thanks for joining us. Bloomington engineers use all sorts of tools to keep traffic safe and moving. This can mean anything from stop signs and pavement markings to a traffic signal. Public Works crews started to test a new traffic control in Bloomington in hopes to improve a tough intersection. For traffic engineers, over-control brings trouble.
Intersections that don't meet warrants for stop signs actually become more of an accident problem. People don't believe in the stop sign when they're stopping. We'll start ignoring them. And for this intersection, we would probably put in a two-way stop sign, and thus giving 101st Street more access to speed on this one. Now they would be confident that people in Utah would be stopping, which may not be the case. And with that type of stop sign installation, we would expect an uptick in traffic speeds on 101st.
At 101st in Utah, Paul Jarvis and Public Works crews assemble this traffic circle. The temporary control sits in the middle of a four-way intersection.
It's made of a rubber material, recycled tires out of Texas. And we're hoping this works out for the neighborhood and in some type of replacement for a stop sign or an alternative for a stop sign.
At 101st in Utah, neighbors needed a new solution for the intersection.
The neighborhood has brought up some intersection issues, some neighborhood complaints, and we've had some accident issues at this intersection. We're trying to solve those accidents and control the speeding at this intersection.
In a traffic circle controlled intersection, all cars make a right turn. This slows a straight four-way intersection. It requires all turning and through traffic to follow the circle. This is the first traffic circle installed in Bloomington, and the one pictured is temporary. The trial runs through November. Engineers want neighbors and even snowplow drivers to get a chance to try it out and provide feedback. If the response is positive, the ultimate decision to install a permanent traffic circle rests with the City Council. Jarvis says construction could start as soon as 2011 if given a green light, so to speak. Distracted driving kills. Bloomington police, fire, Home Depot, and DeWalt tools teamed up in the Home Depot parking lot to make sure their message was clear-cut. As firefighters cut open the side and cut off the roof of a car, they encourage contractors to pledge they won't text and drive. Those who stopped by entered drawings for tools as well as enjoyed free Subway sandwiches. Bloomington Police Sergeant Chuck Gollop explained he understands the hard work contractors put into their businesses, but that safe driving saves lives.
Make sure you take the time before you put the car into gear. Make sure that you are doing your business before the car is moving. You're obeying the law, you're being safe.
Obviously, if you can tell by the vehicle and the rescue efforts and what it takes, texting and driving is a big issue.
And I like that DeWalt is sponsoring this because a lot of contractors, a lot of hardworking people are going to use their phones a lot for texting, checking emails, checking directions, and the message they're sending is a good one and it's a strong one and an important one. Distracted driving, and that includes texting, grabbing things, talking to people, using cellular devices, using computers, watching television. Most of these behaviors are illegal. These are things that people are doing. Grabbing something off the floorboard, a recent example where someone killed someone. That was their defense. They're grabbing something off the floorboard. They're driving in a distracted manner. It's dangerous. It's every bit as dangerous as driving drunk. Every bit as dangerous as speeding.
I mean, if there's a better image of what it takes to rescue somebody right now, I mean, look at them go at it. I mean, that's for the most part. It's pretty intense, yeah.
Bloomington Police's traffic unit was on site answering questions as well as explaining the enforcement tools they use. They remind you, texting, emailing, or using your phone is anything other than a phone is illegal in Minnesota while your car is in drive or a part of any public right-of-way. The Bloomington Crime Prevention Association is now accepting grant applications. BCPA grants money to Bloomington organizations who need money for crime prevention programs. Business, school, or resident programs that demonstrate a benefit to the public are eligible. Money granted through the Bloomington Crime Prevention Association program is raised through its annual Bookham fundraiser. Bookham raised a record $106,450. Grant applications are due Friday, September 3rd. Visit the BCPA's website at www.bcpamn.org for application forms and for more information.
Not all parks have a superhero on duty, so it's up to you to keep parks and trails smoke-free.
Hey Ray, how's it going?
Great, so you pulled me over.
You forgot to use your turn signal back there.
Yeah, sorry about that.
I'll give you a warning. Just watch it next time.
Yeah, I will. Hey, you still going to the game on Friday?
You betcha.
What are you writing?
A ticket.
For what?
For not wearing your safety belt.
You're kidding me.
Afraid not. See you Friday.
We're stepping up safety belt enforcement. If you don't buckle up, you will get a ticket. No exceptions. Click it or ticket.
When I have an asthma attack, I feel scared. Sometimes my parents have to take me to the hospital. I feel like a fish with no water.
You know how to react to their asthma attacks. Here's how to prevent them. Call 1-866-NO-ATTACKS. Visit www.noattacks.org or call your doctor. Because even one attack is one too many.
Welcome back to Bloomington Today. We are in one of the Hennepin County Library locations, and I'm joined by Vicki Helgeson, a senior librarian here with Hennepin County Libraries. There is a new exciting resource. It's really a new format to read books that people have been able to purchase online, but now titles that the library will be offering to borrow.
That's right.
Explain this new, like you said, it's really not a program, but it's a resource, and you have many examples here, a lot of titles coming that folks can check out online.
Yes. Actually, we're talking about downloadable ebooks, and Hennepin County Library has for several years offered other downloadable content like audiobooks and music and video, but starting next Monday, July 19th, we'll be offering downloadable ebooks, which is something that our users have been very much asking for about the last 6 months.
And you were explaining it works a lot like the rest of the library. There certainly aren't an unlimited number of books, and you borrow them.
That's correct. Much like a regular physical book, you would go to the library's website, identify the book that you would be interested in downloading. We're starting out with a collection of about 700 titles, 2 copies of each title. When you find the book that you're interested in checking out, you basically would put in your library barcode number, check it out for 7, 14, or 21 days. You get to choose. And when the end of the loan period comes, the book is automatically returned at the end of the loan period. If the book that you would like to check out, all of the copies are in use, you can put your name on a waiting list for the book, and then you are notified when the book is available for you, and you go back to the library's website and check it out.
No, there's a unique kind of component to this, of course, the fact that the library doesn't provide an e-reader. You would need to provide your own, is that correct?
That is correct.
But they're interesting, they're kind of cool devices where they're not backlit. I mean, you have an example here. Maybe you can walk me through what it's like when you check out a book this way.
Sure. This is what will happen when a customer comes in on or accesses the library's website on July 19th. There'll be a link over here on the side to downloads. And if you click on that, it will take you to a page that talks about the different kinds of downloadable content that we have. And starting next Monday, there will be a link here for ebooks. Once you click on that link, it's going to take you to the Hennepin County Library Digital Catalog, and that's where you can find the list of the titles that the library is offering. You choose the title that you're interested in. Once the information about that title comes up, it tells you that you can download it to a PC or a Mac. And that's one thing people need to understand. Before they transfer it to a reading device like this, they need to download it to their computer first.
Okay.
So the steps are basically you check out, you download, and then you transfer it to the reading device. And I can show you how you do that. Here you'll see there's all sorts of descriptive information about the title. What you want to do here is add it to my downloads, so it kind of puts it basically in a shopping cart for you. And you have 45 minutes from that time to actually go and check the item out. In the meantime, you can continue browsing through the collection, determining if there are other titles that you want to check out. Once you're through looking through the list and adding titles to your cart, you proceed to checkout. And you'll notice here you're given the option of what you want for a lending period, 7, 14, or 21 days. And we'll just choose 7 here and continue with checkout. Now the first time a user goes in to check out material, there's one piece of free software that they need to download to their computer first, and that's called Adobe Digital Editions.
Okay.
Once they've downloaded that, they only have to do that one time and it's free, then they're good to go. You just go ahead and click on this button that says download. You can either click on open, where it will just drop it into the Adobe Digital Editions software. You can click on save, which is what I usually do, and save it to my desktop, because then I can always see where it is. And we'll just take a look here. It takes just a second to download, very short period of time. Here's the title that I chose. I can just drag it over here to Adobe Digital Editions.
Okay.
And that will open up. It's going to load the title that I just downloaded.
Oh, there I see it going right there.
Yep. And now you'll see that the title that I downloaded, here it is. There's the front page or the cover, and you can just start reading it on your computer if you want, or if at this point you decide you want to transfer it to a reader, you can do that. And as they're browsing through this collection, I just want to point out that all of the material that we offer in our ebook collection is also available in other formats in our collection. So there probably are regular print versions, sometimes there might be large print, there may be audiobook versions. So there are options for people, whichever format they're comfortable with. But right now we're really talking about the ebooks.
This is an exciting way that a lot of folks have been reading books, but they've had to purchase them in the past before the library offered something like this. What a great way for folks to have more access to all sorts of titles, 700 of them, from the library.
Yes, and we will be, actually evaluating this program. We expect that at the beginning, people are going to be really excited about this. They'll probably go in and start checking out the books really quickly. So we'll be looking at it to see if we need to purchase additional copies so that we can manage those waiting lists so people don't have to wait a really long time to get access to the material.
And of course, like everything else at Hennepin County Library, this is a service that if you're a member, you use the term borrowing, of course, because it's not rental and it's not purchase.
Correct.
So the titles come back.
The titles come back automatically. You don't have to pay a fine. The one thing you do have to do, even though the title is returned to the library's collection, the files will remain on your computer. So you do need to go in and manually delete the files.
Sure. So what happens after a file is done when it's returned to the collection? It kind of locks up there and then you just toss it away?
Basically, your permission to access that title expires.
Sure. And you have a device here, we were talking about this. This will work with a lot of handheld devices that you could read when you're away from your computer.
Correct. If you go to our website, you can find a list of the supported digital devices that can be used with this. Right now, they're mainly like the Sony Reader, the Barnes & Noble Nook, the Kobo Reader, which is sold by Borders. They currently are also working on developing some apps for smartphones. The first one they're working on is the Androids. Then they'll be adding the iPhones and the iPads as well.
Sure. So great. This must, especially as a librarian, be really exciting as another way. There are all sorts of titles in this collection as another way to get people excited about reading. You were explaining this is not just a certain section of books. You guys have, the librarians have picked a stack of different books.
They have. The selectors who purchased the material that you see on the shelves here at the library also were responsible for selecting the downloadable content. So we've got bestseller type material, we've got material for teens, we've got material for children's, we have classics, so I think we have a pretty well-rounded collection, something for everyone.
And are you excited about on the 19th as this gets started? I'm sure there'll be questions and some excitement here. It must be an exciting day, but probably more of an online day as people realize that this is available and start asking for help.
Yes, we've been providing staff training so that hopefully they'll be able to answer questions to the customers when they come in and ask about this service. I think we're real excited. I think it's going to be real interesting to see what happens on Monday.
Absolutely. Vicki, thank you so much for showing us, or for taking us through this new process, or the new resource, really. It's available, like you said, starting on July 19th. There's 700 titles right now, 2 copies of each.
Correct.
And just like at the library, you can borrow them, and then you bring them back, essentially, or your computer does it for you. So thank you so much for walking us through this, and we're excited to see what it's like.
Good.
Nice.
Hey guys. Ooh, I've been looking for that. Has Legal seen this?
Yeah. Cheryl, what happened to your,
Oh, yeah, I know. If it gets any worse, I'll have it checked out.
Worse? How could it get worse?
Yeah, maybe we should call somebody?
I'm fine.
You wouldn't ignore this, so why ignore the signs of a stroke? At the first warning signs, call 911 immediately, because time lost is brain lost.
So, April.
Yeah?
You know your charger's still using energy when it's plugged into the wall, right?
Yeah, but that's not my charger. I don't even have a cell phone.
Millions of kids are using their energy wisely. What's your excuse?
Fall Adult League registration for softball and touch football starts now. Leagues begin play August 30th. Softball leagues play 5 weeks of doubleheaders. Football leagues play a 7-week season. Join with buddies at recreational or hardcore competitive levels. Grab information on how you can sign up at the city's website. That is www.ci.bloomington.mn.us. Enter keywords adult softball or touch football in the search box on the left. The deadline to register is Friday, July 30th for returning teams. New teams register August 2nd through the 6th. For more information on city projects, parks, and streets, visit the city's website, of course, www.ci.bloomington.mn.us. This is Bloomington Today, a presentation of the City of Bloomington's Communications Division, and I'm Reed Erickson.